nipples. Yes, actually, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to happily report that upon further investigation, orcs in the 40K universe do indeed have nipples. It is confirmed. I will post a picture on the screen, or at least in the description. But yes, orcs do have nipples. That said, welcome to the greatest podcast on the internet, the Ordo Humorous of the Warhammer 40K Humour fan page. Now at 93,000 followers on Facebook. I'm Sneaky Beaky, I'm the resident Rainbow Guard player and your current host of this podcast. Next, we have Lord Inquisitor 023.
I regret agreeing to this, but yeah, I'm one of the modder. Well, I used to be a mod. I'm an admin now on the Discord, so if you're from there, you know who I am. Probably hate me. It's all good.
Thank you very much for coming on. Next, we got Chaos.
Hi, y'all. I have no idea what we're talking about.
Fair enough. Next, we got Tib.
At least for a change, I'm not like a duck out of water and actually know what I'm talking about. Hi, I'm Tiberius. I'm a moderator on the Discord channel.
We don't know how either.
No,
Nah, I have no idea myself.
I'm confused.
Hey, you have more qualifications than I do.
But certainly not least. Oh, God. And last but certainly not least, we have Sad.
Hey everyone, I'm Sadrax, I'm the moderator on Discord and ethical polls, so, you know, Kurva and Cthulhuftan.
Well, that's our ethnicity quota filled.
We have the token female.
I can feel the
We have a woman, we have someone not from the States. This is perfect.
Three Europeans, a woman. What else do we need?
A blind guy?
I think we're set. So we
Take that,
actually,
Equality Legends.
yeah, so we
Sorry.
actually got some comments last time on our very first episode about what people would like to see. I was really happy to see this. So one of our fine commenters, let me find your name, sir or ma'am.
Yes, let's oust this individual for their opinions on the internet.
He, she, or it.
Yeah.
Or maybe an Apache helicopter, you don't know.
I hope you stand by what you said, commenter, because everyone's gonna know.
We know your name!
The internet
You're
isn't
fucked.
anonymous anymore.
So, I apologize if I mispronounce this name, but Raiko Tamuro, or Tarumo, wanted to ask about our thoughts on Forge World planning to sell stuff in Games Workshop stores. Funny enough, I actually went to a Games Workshop store, a dedicated one, for the first time yesterday. There's only one in my state, so it was like an hour and a half drive, but I was actually really, really impressed by what I saw. The price was, of course, insane, but I'm perfectly fine with Forge World selling their stuff.
Remember, the
If
price
you
may
were
be
impressed by
different
Games
because we're converting from pounds to, US. So.
Oh no, it's fucking stupid over
okay,
here too, don't
okay.
worry. Yeah, if you're impressed by GW, I'd never visit the Belfast store. It is a hole
I
in
like
the wall.
holes in the wall, though.
I mean, I'm not engaging with that one. No, I mean, like, the store is literally like 5 foot by 10 foot. It is absolutely tiny. But, I mean, it can only be good for Forge World to sell stuff in stores because most people outside of, like, the UK and maybe the EU kind of got shafted on posting when they wanted Forge World units. Admittedly, wanting a Forge World unit either makes you rich or an asshole because they aren't really balanced, but
The problem
It's only
I
good.
see is that Forge World actually doesn't allow you to order to the store, to your local GDAB store, and you know how it is with GDAB. When you order to the store, you actually can cut the price of the shipping, and Forge World doesn't do that, so that's the shitty part.
well, I mean, maybe if they're actually selling them in store, they'll probably feel better about doing that. That might be an option that gets extended to. You can have it delivered to your local store. It might be limited stores to start with, but
Yeah. Oh, and also,
Makes
Forge World shipping cost is actually 10% of the order, not a set price, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems a little ridiculous.
and keep in mind that like if you want one of the big titans, it's like 900 for the body, and that doesn't come with arms. It's like 120 for each arm.
Oh yes, you get a separate order
but
arms.
to be fair, they actually do quite a lot of times the free shipping over some amount of money, so...
Over X amount.
Yeah.
I think it's like 500.
Jesus.
Sometimes it's 250, sometimes it's 500, so titans actually count.
I cannot imagine
Or, you know,
spending 500 on miniatures. In one go.
Yeah,
In one go.
The
One miniature.
Thunderhawk is an amazing example of something that will never be plastic, even though I wish there would eventually be a plastic Thunderhawk, but let me look up the current price. I think it's gonna...
350 is
sad.
now for the Thunderhawk. Let me.
Here is my advice for anyone who wants to get a Titan on the field for cheap. Have a child, put it literally, physically put it on the table, and just say it's like a scale Emperor class Titan.
I've seen better. Somebody actually took off his shoes and just placed them on the board, and this is a Titan. Fuck you all.
Well, yeah, no, but like because of the way like their Titan scaling works, I think an Emperor Titan would be about
And
6
we
foot
lost
tall.
Inky.
So it's been.
Oh,
Oh no, now
I'm
you're
gone?
back.
no, wait, you're here
No,
again.
no, you're not. You're here.
Plus, I'm recording local anyway, so because that was another comment we saw and we decided to follow up on. We're all recording our audio locally.
Exactly. One thing I should mention is that we don't yet really know how to do the thing that, for example, Zora the Bear does, where each person's icon will light up when they talk.
Mm-hmm.
It probably wouldn't be too hard to figure out how to do that. I could actually ask Zora myself. I'm just lazy as all hell.
You and me both, buddy.
But no, the Thunderhawk gunship, the new one, the old one they've stopped selling, at Forge World is currently 450 pounds, which is pain.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's the actual official translation coming from the U.S. Treasury is £450 is about a lot when it comes to US
It's
dollars.
about double. I think it's 1.5 now, but yeah.
But you forget one thing.
No, it's 1.3.
Oh, is it 1.3?
That's
That's
usually the magic
Google,
of
yeah.
That's
Google.
Yeah, use Google,
584 US
but,
dollars.
It is $584.78
Mhm.
US dollars.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's just bullshit. But
What do you mean,
Not even
plastic
including
crack
shipping.
addiction?
at least
Not even including
At least
shipping, which is
Forge
another
World.
$50 for that.
Yeah.
But it's a small investment to win all of your games and remove all of your friend groups. Think of the money you'll save on everyone's birthdays because no one will want to talk to you.
Oh, long-term investments.
with
Oh, I could
with
just
this
do that for cheap and play a Storm Raven in 500-point games.
You would be terrible. But
I
then
would
again,
be.
I did something similar in my few games of 7th where I had actual aircraft. And because they started in reserve, the entire game, I was banking on this flyer taking on this tow. Miss. It didn't come on until like the 5th turn, by which point my army had been removed. It's like, well, this was a waste of my points.
That's such a shame.
RIP investment.
I
Rip investment.
I avoid all of this heartache by just not playing tabletop. Yet.
So yeah, let's
It
see.
is the advice. It is the best advice.
A patrol detachment, I could get away with this. I could put in Shrike, I could put in a 5-man tactical squad, and I could put in my Storm Raven gunship, and that would be a perfectly legal patrol detachment.
Yeah, that's also how you lose all your friends.
Can you?
Yes. Yes,
I
you
don't
can.
remember Patrol having a flyer slot.
It has 0 to 2 flyers.
Okay.
Looking at it right now.
Someone didn't think this through.
Nope.
Well, I'm now
it's
rethinking
1
my
to 2
Raven Wing list.
HQ. It's 1 to 2 HQ, 1 to 3 troops, 0 to 2 elite, 0 to 2 fast attack, 0 to 2 heavy support, 0 to 2 flyers, and may include 1 dedicated transport per other choice.
And you'll have a sick and nasty command point with which to use your exclusive Raven Guard stuff. Look at me segueing into the new news about the Space Marine Codex. Look at me.
Oh my god, you're being a good boy.
Yes. I'm going to invent a flying Baneblade.
No.
You're going to invent the flying Baneblade.
With Blackjack
I mean,
and...
we already have the flying Land Raider in the form of the big Space Marine gunship. May as well have flying Lemon Russes if we can make them as cheap. If you can have a flying Lemon Russ as as in-universe cheap.
Sorry,
think
I
how
just
good that'd be?
remembered that Space
feel
Wolves
like
have
that's
that
just
fucking sled and somebody remade it into Santa Claus. Oh, fuck.
I mean, Logan Grimnar.
Yes. The
Oh, I remember, speaking of Zora the Bear, I remember he actually did it was like a night before Christmas, reading in Logan Grimnar. It was
Yes.
fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. No,
Fun
speaking of Space
Good.
Wolves, can we talk about the new Wolfen models?
Do we have to?
I want to.
Are there any new models, or do you mean the ones that came out last year?
The ones that give me actual cancer.
Why are you in
You
Build-A-Bear
mean the
workshops, though?
Giganobs!
Diganobs!
Diganobs.
We are a giant walking meme.
Oh.
I think that's kind of the point.
Diganobs.
And you thought I will be the one who memes.
Look, I made a reference. You're sleep delusional.
Oh yeah, that's
Pretty
also
much.
the thing.
Space Wolves Wolfen. Let's have a nice look. For £35. These guys look like... I'm starting to think that, whenever they nuked Warhammer Fantasy, they just had a whole bunch of Norsca barbarians left over and went, can we make this into 40k?
I mean, probably. That's actually probably not too far
No,
off.
that's probably about right.
I mean, it sounds like standard business practice.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't hate them, but I like them as much as I do like most Space Wolf stuff. It just kind of exists to me.
I hate them.
They look dumb, but like bits of them are kind of cool.
Bits, yeah, but like not entire models.
The
No,
only Wolfen I put my hands on to paint were the old metal ones. I painted them for a friend. It was pretty nice models actually to paint. I added some custom backpacks and belts just to add a little bit more.
And then GW ruined
Yep.
everything.
You
We don't know how yet, but they did.
Oh, they just do. It's in their nature.
Yeah, exactly.
They're very good at it.
Guys, who wants to buy me the Primaris edition of the Codex? I want that art book.
How about you ask for it for your birthday?
It'll be out before my birthday.
Hey,
I age in August. This is out in like 2 weeks.
Ask for it for Christmas then.
I'm definitely not getting it for Christmas. Like, it'll be sold out. I'm surprised it isn't
If
sold
you
out now.
ask Santa really nicely.
Santa, please violate the laws of time and space for me.
Santa does violate laws of time and space regularly.
Well, considering
how
the
else do you
speed,
think he delivers all this stuff?
yeah, considering the velocity he has to travel at to deliver presents to all the kids on the planet.
And all the people that think they are kids.
Guilty as charged.
You guys are talking like Santa isn't real. These are silly.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Should we tell him?
Oh, shush. Leave him to his dreams.
Rather than ruin my life, my hopes and dreams,
Yeah.
we should maybe move on.
Yeah, about hopes and dreams, how do you like all the new Warhammer 40k games?
Oh, are we moving on to the games rather than doing those?
You know
I'm
what?
easy with both.
I'm good with whatever.
Sounds like we should go on to this week's topic then.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. So,
Yeah, so this week's main topic is going to be 40k video games. So I don't know how familiar each one of you are with a lot of the stuff that's been going on lately, but there has actually been some recent stuff that's been going on that I think is pretty interesting.
Indeed.
hit us with it.
Yeah, Space Hulk Deathwing, which I think a lot of people had moved on from, actually got a recent update, which I haven't had the chance to play yet because I uninstalled it a while back. But it added the Interrogator Chaplain class and added several new weapons. One was the Storm Bolter Mark II, which it fires faster and it looks like the Cataphracti Bolter. Another was I want to say the Relic Sword. I could be incorrect on that. Some new sword. And then there was the Corrosius Arcanum.
With that sick and nasty new chaplain.
Correct.
Yep.
I love
And
him.
his abilities, if I recall correctly, are level 1, he can scream somebody back to life.
Correct.
Sounds like my cousin.
Yeah.
Sounds like payday.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but
Get
we
the,
pay down now, boys.
get the hell up!
Like, he's a buffing class. in which I have been asking for, I think, since day one. They've also improved the UI, changed some things around, made it smoother and more.
So it doesn't look like,
user-friendly.
StarCraft?
Wow. Wow.
What?
This is why we brought Chaos on.
To infuriate absolutely
It
everyone.
is my-
Honey, I don't think you've ever seen anyone play Deathwing.
Well,
She's
I'm
thinking
now-
of Dawn of War.
I'm now internally screeching.
Sitting there,
So, what mark is that? At what point are we being chased off the internet? That was about 15 minutes?
Yeah!
Yeah, how long has it been right now? About 15 minutes? Yeah.
If we can please kindly direct the mobs to the back entrance, we don't want to scare away
No,
any other
not the back
customers.
entrance. They can take this the wrong way.
No!
I started off this podcast by saying, I don't know what the hell we're talking about.
So we can discredit your opinion by when you say that, you think
Total-
it looks like StarCraft, which means your
yeah.
opinion's invalid.
If we're talking about
Ooh,
Total War,
sick
it
burn.
is exactly
Okay,
the same
in all
game.
fairness,
It is exactly the same
Yes.
game.
in all fairness, she is new to 40K. StarCraft was a 40K property until they pulled the license. And let's be honest here, the Zerg, they're Tyranids.
There
They
are
are Tyranids.
superhumans
There's no if or but.
purging Xenos in both games.
They're not
Well, they're
superhumans in
humans.
StarCraft.
Purging Xenos.
Yeah, which is kind of different.
Giant-ass armor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nobody's
Giant-ass
going to
armor
notice
with
the
two
most
guys.
Still
obvious thing.
stuck in this
It's the
chicken
same
shit
game.
outfit.
It has the same UI. Clicky clacky.
No.
wow.
Seriously, nobody is going to
Okay.
mention that StarCraft was supposed to be a GDub game.
Yeah, no,
You did.
Sneaky
I
said
did.
that.
That's what Sneaky just said.
Oh, sorry, I
Professional
I
pod- Podcasting.
Positive.
Go back to sleep, son.
No. Fuck you.
Sad.
But yes, yeah.
So
Chaplain.
yeah, that got an update, and the chaplain looks really, really cool.
Yes.
I
Because
don't
I like
understand what-
chaplains.
I don't know why they gave the revive mechanic to him instead of the fucking apothecary, but sure, okay.
Well, there's also the revive mechanic to the
Tactical
to
guy.
the tactical. Yeah. Tactical can bring someone back too.
Ah,
I mean,
Portable
I
medkit?
think
Oh.
everyone but the healer.
I think they gave the revive thing to the chaplain as to have a trade-off. Do you want to have a tactical guy along, or do you want to have the chaplain along? I can see already trying yesterday when I installed Space Hulk Deathwing, I can already see that they're, well, and it was quite clear at the release date that they're trying to make a class trade-off. What do you want to bring?
Okay, let me
Because
chime
there's
in on
something
this
to
shit.
complement.
They're not the same game.
Oh dear.
They're similar.
My brother,
They're not the
everyone.
same.
At least your
Lord,
brother has a brain.
He actually plays the game.
Security.
He actually plays the
can
games
we get,
and can't,
Security
and
Titan
can't
here,
hear
please?
what's
Can we
going
get
on.
The
Take out your
Skitari.
headphones.
In here.
Okay, so what's your reasoning?
Moving
Eh,
on.
da, 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 da,
Anyway,
da, da,
Marcus,
da,
we're not
let's
talking
do this
to you, buddy.
shit.
No, we're moving on. We're moving on.
No, fuck
So,
that.
the next thing we wanted to talk about, I think, was
Ouch.
some of the stuff that's been going on with the Skulls for the Skull Throne campaign that's been going on, where pretty much every Games Workshop game, I don't know if it's still going on, but for a time, they were really, really on sale on Steam. Like, I got Space Marine for $7.
Yeah, it's running
It was a
until
little
Mondays.
obscene.
It's running till Monday, which is tomorrow when we're recording it. So I bet you wish we recorded this sooner if you didn't know about it.
Wait.
Get wrecked.
I have to check this because I don't know anything about this thing. Wait, what?
Yeah, no, there's a giant sale called
check.
Skulls for the Skull Throne on Steam, where pretty much every
90%
Warhammer
off?
game
What the fuck?
is some degree of on sale.
Mama, what
the
plan? Why you not tell me?
Just right. If you didn't know about the sale and you're only listening to this whenever we get it out, that's the reaction you could have had if we recorded faster.
Yeah.
If we could just get our
Pretty
act
much, except we
together.
always record on weekends. Well, that's the thing. We always record on weekends and we post on Wednesdays and Thursdays, depending on when the editing gets done.
Oh,
So-
that's confirmed. Though.
Well,
Yeah,
you've
pretty much.
just ruined the upload schedule.
Sure, that's the thing.
Well, no, that's the thing. We should have a schedule if we're going to keep doing this, which I would like to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
agreed. But
Yeah, and relating to the Skulls for the Skull Throne campaign, Eternal Crusade, which I think everyone has given up hope on, except for
Stevie,
Stevicus.
he keeps
Yeah,
trying.
except for Stevie.
A poor
Stevie
soul.
keeps trying, bless his little heart.
Yeah, he keeps trying because he's
they're
getting
running a,
paid. What?
They're running a campaign right now where if you win 10 matches with your faction, you get a little of in-game currency.
Don't you just get stuff for logging on?
No.
Oh.
You do actually get something for logging on. It's a cosmetic chest piece for orcs, chaos, and loyalists, and a helmet for the Eldar.
Fair enough.
For the loyalists, it was a chest piece that had like a skull with laurels around it.
Oh, fun.
So that was the thing. Yeah.
Okay, Mordheim for €10. I'm getting that.
I actually have never tried out Mordheim.
I have. It is okay. It's kind of it's a little bit. I find it to be a little bit dense. It's exactly what you want from a Mordheim sort of Necromunda kind of game. You've got your warband management, but the tutorials weren't great, and the movement really threw me off because instead of it being like tile based, it's action RPG third person over the shoulder, and you move in full 3D. But like movement points are dictated by this like a general radius around you, and like certain actions you can undo by walking backwards, but some you can't. And it was
That
just
sounds
it was
confusing.
odd. I imagine someone who's actually into. I imagine someone who's really into Mordheim would probably love it, but me, I was kind of just not particularly enthralled, so I ended up getting it refunded. Kind of like Deathwing.
I never got terribly into Necromunda or Mordheim, or really fantasy in general, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a 40k guy. In fact, the first thing that got me into 40k was Space Marine when I was, I want to say 14 in 2011. Like I'm 20 now. It was cool at the time. I never actually got to play it, which is why I picked it up over the weekend. But I've always been a 40k guy. I don't know why. Like, I get that some people really like Necromunda and really like Mordheim in fantasy. It's just not my thing.
I know Necromunda is like it's great because it's skirmish level, like way more sort of narrative driven. Like I would love for them to bring it back. And Shadow War Armageddon doesn't count because it's basically just kill team instead of being actual Necromunda, in which like it is gangs and you have names of these characters and they level up and get like whenever they get knocked unconscious during a battle, it's like, oh, you actually lost an eye, or the enemy kidnaps you and sells you into a slavery fighting pit, and you have to then roll, and either you die and all your possessions are thrown out into the wastes, or you win, get all of your stuff back, and get some extra gold and some XP. It is insane. It was really cool. I wish they brought it back proper. But I have a story. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I was just saying that's cool. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have a story similar to you, Sneaky, in that I got into 40k through Dawn of War. But I didn't actually mean to get Dawn of War. I bought Company of Heroes, and it came with Dawn of War, like the original vanilla Dawn of War, as part of it. And so it's like, okay, what the hell is this? I was aiming to kill Nazis, but sure. And so I ended up installing it, and it was just like, this is kind of cool. And I sat reading the manual because I grew up when we still had manuals. And like at the back of the manual, it's like, if you're into this, you can head down to Games Workshop. And I mentioned this offhand to my dad. And as it turned out, when I was younger, and I remembered this when he mentioned it, he started collecting the Lord of the Rings tabletop game for me. And so I remember him painting the the Last Alliance of everyone, like fighting Mordor.
The standard
those elf archers, he was painting those, like in that sort of gold armor. And then it was just like I ended up going into Games Workshop, like this was 4th edition, and just started Space Marines, and then just it was all downhill from there.
Nice. And you run a homebrew chapter, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could really shill myself, and there's fluff and fanfic and all that nonsense, but I'm not going to do that.
Feel free, man. Like, I honestly...
Oh, no.
Like,
as much as I'm comfortable with my stuff, I'm also, like... But if you are, for some reason, interested, if you head on to the Inquisitor's Conclave, it's a WordPress website, there is little snippets of the chapter's fluff and also a fanfic, and I intend to keep just adding more crap to it as it goes. But yeah, I run a custom White Scars successor, who are pretty much the epitome of you make stupid fucking decisions. Genuinely, like, the entire basis of it is like, yeah, we're going to go defend this new sector space, and Tyranids are here. Okay, we're going to go on ahead before we're ready, because otherwise everyone dies, and hope that everyone comes to save us.
Yeah.
That's basically the extent of their history.
Yeah, my custom chapter was basically how to make Dark Angels even more heretical. I know, let's add Cthulhu!
You've added Cthulhu to Dorky.
Yep.
Do they have tentacles on their armor? Do they have tentacles on their armor?
Yeah, I have one sergeant with a port tentacle.
A power tentacle?
What would the stats of a power tentacle be?
Standard power sword or standard power sword because
you run it like a sword?
Because I'm going to make a power claw like the crab claw, basically abusing the Slanesh beads that I've got, and make it into the power fist.
Nah, come on.
Wouldn't it be like +1 to hit against all felinids and weeaboos? I feel like that would be what it would be.
Gains hatred against models of depravity?
Auto hit against sisters.
Oh. No! We are pure!
Emperor protect!
Begone,
The
Satan!
Emperor does protect.
And Slanesh provides.
Exactly.
In what way, though? In what way?
So yeah,
In every way.
Oh.
I have just come to realize what train wrecks look like up close. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, you see my
This is
face.
what happens when you play Raymond Guard and your girlfriend is into Slanesh. Get used to it.
Yeah. I'm Irish. I have no comment.
Fair
Lol.
enough.
I didn't even think about it. That doesn't really connect to anything.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no, Ireland's full of depravity. There's no connection needed.
Ah, yes,
we're a good people.
Ah, yes, I forgot.
At least Iron doesn't wear skirts. I mean, Irishmen, not like Scots.
I keep trying to get
Oh,
Beaky
no.
into his kilt.
Fuck off! I have a kill for ceremonial purposes only.
So,
I
just
could
to
make
see if
something
Sneaky from
ceremonial.
his impending feminization.
Wow.
Wow.
Tib, what's your history with the 40k games?
My
You
history.
can quat.
I mean, Space Marine was my introductory game and the introductory port to Warhammer 40k. I got it back at release in 2011, and I was thinking, well, my friends were talking all about this, but I'll give it a try. But it seems kind of nerdy though. 10 hours into the campaign, I was sitting there going, "Oh my god, this is the best thing ever!"
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I sold my soul to Games Workshop.
And I know Chaos was saying she hasn't really got much experience with
No.
40k games. Sad, when did you get into the 40k or the 40k games?
Oh, it was long ago in the dark times of my childhood when actually Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate was the first game that I touched.
Okay, so that's all right. I was going to say, am I the oldest player of it here? In which case, that is really concerning. Thankfully, I'm only the second. That's fine.
I mean, Chaos
Alright.
Gate was I still think Chaos Gate was the best 40k game out there if it comes to tactical stuff. It was
stuff.
like an XCOM of 40k.
Oh shit. That was 1998.
Yep.
I was 3.
I was 8.
Fair.
I wasn't.
I was
Alright.
one.
With 1998, I was 2.
Children,
Yeah.
behave.
No.
Old man Sadrax is speaking now.
No.
Bracking right, eh?
You know what's on GOG? Sad.
Yeah, I know, I have it.
That's okay. I was gonna say. I was kind of hoping I was just about to absolutely revolutionize your life.
No, I've got it basically because I wanted Space Marine chant, Ultramarines chant on my phone.
Oh yeah.
Just to annoy everyone around me.
Converting them to the one true faith.
Ah, you got Sicarius.
Cease before I cast fist.
But yeah. So I mean, do we want to talk about anything in particular? When it
No,
comes to
because
games?
I have to
Sorry,
leave, and
Beaky?
I'm the heart and blood and soul of this podcast.
I don't know how we'll go on.
Oh my god, what will we do? What shall we do? How
Talk
will
about
it go?
Dark Souls.
Hang on. I have something to commemorate me going. 1 second.
Well,
Blue
hurry up.
Ti-
My mother is
Titanic
calling
thing.
me.
Gentlemen, a moment's silence for the loss of Chaos Waifu.
Na, na, na.
What part of
No,
fucking
no.
silence don't you get?
I ate soap and coins as a kid.
Okay.
We'll add it in post. We'll add it in post.
Before you go.
Mhm.
One quick little shit post.
Besides my life,
fuck,
you
my phone's
mean?
not working. Damn it. Well, yes.
besides this.
Well, this is an absolute shitpost.
Wow.
Yeah, my phone is completely fucked right now.
Just go on. Just go on. Thank you for hanging out, Chaos.
Where are you? Where are you?
Shush, Sneaky. Shush.
I have a beautiful singing voice. Fuck you.
All right.
I thought you were dying.
I thought me and Sneaky were going to be the sane men. It looks like I'm the only sane man, so...
You're
Oh,
sane.
Yeah, you
right.
should figure that out by now. Bye,
all right,
Chaos.
okay. So, we want to talk about 40k games. We all have established our pedigree here, with Sadrax being our venerable dreadnought. Myself, I guess, just like some sort of veteran, and you two basically being babbies.
Yes.
You little scouts. So, do we want to talk about anything in particular when it comes to 40k games?
I was hoping we could actually discuss a little bit of Dawn of War. And
Which one?
Dawn of War 3.
I mean,
Dawn of War 3.
I picked it up on the Skulls for the Skull Throne sale, and have just been quietly playing through it. I've got... How long do I have in it now? I've got a couple hours, but I've left it running while I've been going places. I have 13 hours in the game so far. I think Tib will have me beaten.
I have none, because I got it
I
and
have
I didn't
32
have time.
hours in it. Yeah, I have 32 hours in it, so that's not too terrible.
Yeah, I mean... I think the game gets a lot of undue flack. It deserves a lot of flack, but I think it gets it harsher than it should.
I find people are phrasing their flack poor because, no offense to any fan or whatever out there, but sometimes people feel like throwing shit on stuff because for the sole purpose of actually being able to throw shit, because sitting there going, oh my god, I'm important because you're flinging shit, and no, you're not doing anything constructive, buddy. Sure, Dawn of War 3 has obviously its flaws, but can we at least try to be constructive about it all so that we can actually salvage a good game out of this, instead of doing how they do with the Eternal Crusade devs, who have taken a particular stance and told...
I'm gonna bet.
Yes.
Well, the Eternal Crusade devs seem to be getting saltier and saltier with each Q&A, and it makes me kind of sad, honestly, because I don't know what happened in their studio, and I'm not going to pretend to know. I do know they're understaffed now greatly, but I don't think they can salvage it at this point. The community is just so toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic community, where that's new.
Oh, that's new.
But yeah, about Dawn of War 3.
I mean, Dawn of War 3 is still in a state, I think, where it can be salvaged if you try hard.
Let's be frank.
They haven't released any expansions yet. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, let's be frank. They actually did add a lot of content that made the game more interesting.
For free as well.
Yeah. They are trying to salvage the situation. I think that... Right now, Dawn of War 3 is a lot better than it was at the beginning. Even though I only have news from games, videos, not myself playing.
Yeah, they added a bunch of new stuff. They added some new modes, Annihilation and Annihilation with Defense a little while ago.
Yes.
Just yesterday, actually, or the day before maybe, at the time of this recording, they added in the Chaplain Dreadnought skin and the Helmeted Jonah skin, and two others. I think one was Maka.
It was Maka, and it was Gabriel Angelos with the Tartaros skin, which basically just slaps a helmet on him. Along-wise, they're adding the option that some of the elite characters you can actually color customize now. So it looks like it's
you can actually now color customize Solaria.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. I actually didn't know that one.
As well, on top of it all, they also added 2 new free maps with 2 versus 2 and 3 versus 3, which is nice.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting that they've actually fully allowed and even encouraged modding on this game when it comes to maps.
They already have...
There's no real shortage of maps to play.
No, they already have workshop support and everything.
Exactly. Which I'm super pumped about.
Yes.
Obviously, story campaign and new units, that's something else, but I mean, as of right now, they're on a really good track.
Yeah, if you actually keep it up, they might actually see some regaining of the franchise after all, because the build-up for Dawn of War 3 was really people were looking forward to. Sure, there's always going to be the negative people, and there's always going to be the hype train overly positive people, but at least we can all acknowledge that Dawn of War 3 is trying now at least to head in the right direction, and it's doing a fairly good job of it.
Oh, it is. Because if you look at Annihilation, it's basically the old Dawn of War mode where you basically have to kill every single building.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I think it depends on how you define the right direction. I'm back now, by the way. Apologies for that. Like, yes, it is making an effort. So, like the sort of quote laned mode that everyone made everyone cry MOBA.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I think that there was this kind of systemic shift in how they perceived internal balance. They kind of started it with Dawn of War 2 when it came to them having these heroes that you led, but it has become Hero Hammer. Like, line units are kind of secondary to the strategy, because you pick these things in advance. You quite literally plan your strategy around minor buffs from doctrines and the hero you want to bring. And that kind of dictates your strategy. So, I mean, it is Hero Hammer, which is not bad. It's different. I quite like it. It leads to moments where you have 2 Imperial Knights bearing down on a fucking orc base and everything is wonderful. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, I think a lot of people wanted kind of Dawn of War 1, Dawn of War 2, where you had these powerful units that could slug it out, but there wasn't so much these elite units, or at the very least a much smaller when it came to Dawn of War 2's heroes.
Yeah, that the more line units have more an actual effect on the battlefield instead of being cannon fodder for the elite units to show off to.
Exactly. Yeah. It was for the purpose of elite. It was, the line units were what mattered. And I think that's what people wanted, and because that is now the shift, there's going to be a lot of people who cannot reconcile with Dawn of War 3. And, because they can't remake the game. That's fine, they've done something different.
Their choice.
And now we're kind of... Yeah, and
well,
I said, it's not a bad thing.
Here's the thing. They can actually add in a classic mode. Call it, like, Skirmish or something like that, where it's a smaller unit cap, smaller maps, and no heroes.
Mm-hmm. But then I feel like you'd lose a lot of what Dawn of War 3 built itself around. Because you have this weird mix of, like, line units are both ridiculously tanky and also ridiculously squishy, where, like, it's, again, as much as I hate doing it, because it's going to trigger so many people, and it's a nonsensical argument, compare it to a MOBA where you do have the minions, these things push the lane, and they just essentially kind of just kill each other. That's it. And someone will survive with one hit, and one unit, and that's it, and then it gets wiped out by the wave, and it cycles without something to push it. Line units have a habit of just basically, like, they are equally matched without the upgrades. I think that you would have to then bring in some internal balance shifts with a skirmish mode, which I'd quite like, but I don't know. I feel like it would lose a lot of the flavour. Like, a lot of the merit Dawn of War 3 does get, these sort of Warhammer moments of, there's a mission in the campaign where it is literally, you control 3 Bloodraven elites and just have to just fist fight your way through everything, and it's amazing. So I don't know. I feel like because of the focus on the heroes, it would be awkward to get rid of them, and it would kind of leave it would expose a very weak, like, system propping it up.
Oh yes.
Whereas it has this reliance on heroes. I don't know if
it would necessarily be getting rid of them to introduce this new mode. It would I think it would more likely just be if you want your most powerful unit to be like a Predator Destructor, or something along those lines, or a Dreadnought, this is the mode for you. Because I know a lot of people would probably like that, if we're being entirely honest here.
I might be mis-explaining what I mean. I would agree, like, it'd be a good mode, but the problem is, without the heroes to basically be essentially the force multipliers and the line pushers, you would expose the kind of weak system of the line units, and you have these units which are kind of just mirror matches for each other, bar a handful of abilities. Like a Tactical Marine and a Dire Avenger squad will kind of fight and wipe each other out, Yeah. I don't know if it, like, as they would I feel they'd have to do like a separate balance roster for the skirmish mode if they were to do that, but
well, actually, I think the Dire Avengers might actually be able to take Tactical Marines in a one-on-one
probably one-on-one, yeah, because of the battle focus and grenades.
Yes,
exactly, because they start with plasma grenades, whereas with Space Marines, that's a doctrine to get frags for tacticals. Now,
There's a doctrine to
later
get
down the
frags.
road-
Along with, if you want your tactical marines to be somewhat competitive against other line infantry units, you either have to give them plasma guns, which is a late game investment, or give them flamers. So,
And flamers are manually triggered. They don't
Yes.
just automatically go off.
So you sack a unit. I hate the flamer upgrade.
I do too.
Plasma guns are nothing. That
Like-
said, a blob of 4 tactical marines, all with bolters, will mess stuff up. Just fact.
generally, hence why I try to move over to the mindset to just give my units the flamer, because they'll keep their bolt guns if you just give them the flamer, and then you have blobbed infantry. Then I can move in with the flamers and mop stuff up if I remember to use it.
You sack a bolt gun for the flamer, do you not?
Do you
Yes. And you get one. Yeah, you get one flamer in the entire 5-man tactical squad. And here's something that actually does bother me quite a bit. When you upgrade to a flamer, none of the models are actually carrying a flamer. I
Really?
zoomed in; they're all still carrying bolters.
Yes.
None of them
Really?
combi or
Oh.
anything. Yeah,
That's
They're still carrying around their bolters. It's not until you activate the flamer ability that one of the guys actually brings up a flamer and goes to town with it. Otherwise, they're all running around.
They made a flamer an ability, not an actual weapon?
You
it's
you
an
upgrade
ability,
to
yeah.
a flamer and you manually trigger it.
It's a manual trigger. Yeah, you have to select the squad. You have to hit a button, and then you have to aim the cone.
I mean, so it's not... Basically, it's not a flamer, it's a combi flamer.
Kinda, I guess. Like, in my opinion, the flamer would be better served if it was, sure, leave it to one per squad, that's fine. But have it automatically on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, I
maybe
think that would drastically improve it.
Sort of like
give
how
it,
the
give it an
Death
alt
Watch.
fire ability.
Yeah, sort of like how they have the Death Watch, where when you have upgraded the flamer, it's just there and it works.
Yeah. You know, if you want to keep it where you do have these skill shots or whatever, give it like an alt fire. So like instead of just like this burst which hits the squad, you can do like say a line and like it's it purge the ground and you do this damage over time.
Yeah.
Then give it an alt fire if you want, but
Leave
I
it.
think sorry.
Yeah, because I think like with the main dreadnought that you can build, not like the venerable dreadnought that it's like a hero, but like with the main dreadnought and with Solaria, their flamers are automatic and in bursts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like there's no activation needed. I feel like that would probably make that upgrade a lot more viable. Keep in the activation where it's just a stream of Promethium for, X seconds. Keep that. But have it always on so you're at least dealing some additional damage over time. Because honestly, if you're not paying attention, you're essentially just sending bolters into battle. And I dislike that, because I feel like with as large as it can get sometimes, and it usually does get in the multiplayer, with 250 unit counts for you alone, micromanagement becomes nearly impossible outside of your elites.
I mean, I'm just sat here in my head and there's just one phrase going over and over again, which is fuck the AI, fuck the AI.
Yes.
I hate doing skirmishes in that game. The AI is painfully aggressive. Even if you set it to like a package, it's just like, yeah, all game defensive because I'm trying to find my stuff. Just immediately, they're just inside my base shooting my power core.
I have
just with, like,
found
these raiding parties.
I have found that a defensive AI, at least what I've noticed when I've been playing skirmish as well, is that the defensive AI is even more aggressive and even more forward, especially with elite units, especially late game. More, and if I put in an aggressive stance, I have found that the aggressive stance units are just loitering around their base, going, nice day we're having.
I wouldn't be surprised if they messed that up, but it hurts me. Because I'm just sort of sat there like, this isn't fun. I'm just being constantly harassed by the fact I'm trying to learn what to do.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to be honest, like, it also at the same time is kind of fun because...
It's a challenge now.
Well, not even that. Like, I prefer playing comp stomps. I am not great at video games, and I like playing lower difficulties because, power fantasy. But they play the factions kind of well. So, like, the Eldar's, like, focus on battle focus and webways and maneuverability. Mm-hmm. I was playing a game on one of the 1v1s of Space Marines, and just, like, basically playing like Space Marines, I had this sort of, like, gauntleted fist, essentially, of these tactical Marines, like, just sprinting around and engaging stuff. It turns out the fuckers had managed to warp a web seer on top of one of my resource points, taking it, and then built a base, and were just continuously raiding me from that, retreating to it, to heal, and reinforce and come back, and I had no idea for about 20 minutes of the game. So just, these things were appearing and attacking my power core, and just like, where is this coming from? Finally found it, and he's like, oh, you sneaky little shits. You know, it's, like, they play the factions kind of well.
Yes.
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 Sorry, evidently I've killed the chat, but...
No,
don't worry about it,
I'm
man.
sitting silent because I haven't played the game, so I can't really have any opinion.
Didn't you play the beta?
No, I didn't touch down of War 3.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I
are we
played Dark
disco-
Souls for most of the
Well,
time, so
It sort of feels like that we have been focusing a whole lot on the Space Marines, but are we finding any issues with the other factions, the Eldar and the Orcs?
Well, define issues, like, as in the same, like,
It seems...
the same folks in Hero Hammer?
Yeah, I don't know. We have been
Is
touching...
that an issue?
No. I've been thinking that we've been touching a lot on the plasma guns and the flamers.
I hate the orcs. I hate playing the orcs. I'm terrible at them.
Well, they just get mobby is what they get. If you just get... They're all about mob warfare, I feel, so... It removes a lot of strategy, because it doesn't matter, like, what you have in there. As long as you have several hundred boys charging, odds are you're not going to lose.
And they'll still all die. That's what I've found.
Depending on what you go up against, yeah, but...
That's I playing the campaign, because the campaign makes you play all the factions, which I kind of still don't like, but...
Yeah.
The orcs are just so squishy. Like, they keep giving... Like, there's all these missions with the orcs. It's like, you can't lose your forces because you don't have a base. And they give you orc boys, and the orc boys die so quickly, it's just not even worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Their elite units aren't even all that exciting. Apparently, I'm starting to think there's a bug with the commando, though, because I've used him only in campaigns. I've used him twice, and he's level 9. He gets like 100,000 XP every mission, so either he is doing some serious work that I don't know about with that shotgun, or there's a huge bug with the commando. So if you want some free skulls, go play with the commando in the campaign.
okay.
I do have something I wanted to touch on, and I guess Sadrax actually can comment on this one, even though you haven't played it. And Tib kind of touched on it. Is I think one of the big reactions. And apologies if you've discussed it and I missed it while I was downstairs. One of the big reactions I saw when Dawn of War 3 was announced, we started getting trailers and gameplay, was always the art direction. And we had, this kind of what was billed as cartoony. It was like, that's what the internet was claiming. And also, obviously, the infamous backflipping Terminators. So I wanted to see about your guys' opinions when it came to the art direction, and like in Sad's case, the gut reaction, and then what it's done for your enjoyment of the game since.
Well, having never played a Dawn of War game before Dawn of War 3,
mm-hmm.
I think I can safely say that I'm okay with it. Because people paint their minis differently. Some people are bright, maybe colorful, others are grim dark and covered in guts and dirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a personal choice, and I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't felt it really degrades anything per se.
Mm-hmm.
It is bright, it is colorful. I don't know.
I mean, I'm looking at some screenshots right now. Art is okay. I mean, Dawn of War 2 actually, for me, hit the perfect spot in art style, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
Tib?
Yeah.
I'm sitting and trying to summarize my feelings about Dawn of War 3, and as Nikki touched upon, it sort of looks colorful and colorful about that, but you can, for example, throw a grenade into a mob of other units, and they're getting gibbed and thrown all over the place, and there's blood everywhere. So I have no issues with that. And I have played the other Dawn of War games as well. Yes, Dawn of War 2 managed to get the art style nailed right on the head, especially with voice work and all that, but that's probably not that really art directory looks wise related. But I have no issues with Dawn of War 3 so far in that department.
you just touched on something that I want to complain about. So I get to be the cynical one. This is great. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Like, I didn't like the art style at first because I 100% agree with Sadrax in saying I genuinely think Dawn of War 2 had it best, where there was this kind of nice mix of, like, gleam and also just, like, I guess the way to phrase it is, like, the Space Marines still looked quite clean. They were, colourful and bright. But at the same time, they came across in just like maybe the way they were animated to move and the design of the armor. They looked like Space Marines. They did look like giant super soldiers. Whereas there's just something very, very like it's too clean, like uncanny valley clean, that makes me go, this is just kind of off when it comes to Dawn of War 3. Again, it hasn't been enough to impair my actual enjoyment. Though you touching on it, see the voice acting. The voice acting in Dawn of War 3 hurts me. Because it's the idols,
especially.
It's not even that. I don't even mean it in the sense of like, oh, it's so so bad it's good or whatever. There is one line, and I noticed this. I think maybe yesterday or the day before, and it's the Space Marine, and it's Dawn of War 2. This one line was delivered bombastically and beautifully. Show me what passes for fury among your misbegotten kind. There was contempt and hatred and anger. In Dawn of War 3, it is an idol by a tactical marine who says it like a child doing his nativity play. It's like, come, show me what passes for fury among your misbegotten kind. It's like, no, like, this is awful. You've ruined this beautiful line. And just,
no.
The voice
I've
acting
never
is...
actually heard that one in game.
Yeah, it's like, it's an idol, like, like one of the battle cries that they just do on their own.
Yeah, you sort of have to be paying attention to notice it mid-firefight or something like that. They might crack an idle line or two.
Mm-hmm. But then some of the hero, like, voice acting is pretty great. Me and Tib had this discussion. I'm not so keen on Solaria because I think she is a little bit crass for how Imperial Knights are meant to be marketed. But the Imperial Knight Paladin, and I did get playing with him, Tib, and you were right in saying I would love him. He is this like really snooty, aristocratic arsehole, and it's wonderful.
Don't
it's like,
you have servants for this task?
That exact line. It's like, I need you to go and like take out this like orc mob. Don't you have servants to complete this task? Like I have him like giant chainsaw through this like unit of striping scorpions. Their champions were no match for me. It's like, oh, that's exactly what I need. All you need to do is sound French, and this is 100% my vision of 40k realized. But yeah, I mean,
voice acting for line units, voice acting for some of the heroes. I can agree with. Sure, I'm also having that Lady Solaria might not feel as knightly-esque. But otherwise, I think they put a lot more effort voice work-wise with the hero units because, as we've already touched upon, the hero units are...
It is the focus of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one voice that genuinely bothers me, like, actually, I do not like listening to it, is the voice for the orc Defcopter.
Really? I have not used the Defcopter yet, so I'm not sure.
He sounds like, oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
He's an orc.
He's
like, he's not a Gretchen, it's just, it's wrong.
Mm.
It's just wrong for an orc. I don't like it.
I like the orc voice.
See, while I'm being petty, can I complain about something else?
Yeah,
lack of squats in 40k.
I mean, that is 100%, it's something close to my hearth, but it is the Autarch of the Eldar, and I haven't completed the campaign yet.
Oh, Kyle?
My god, he is dense. And also doesn't understand Eldar society. There is a point where he turns around to Maka, a fucking veteran Farseer, and goes, "The prophecy is not your concern." Boy, you don't understand what Farseers are for.
Boy, you don't go there, son.
You do not know what Farseers...
Inhale, boy.
Yeah, but that was literally just like... I've sat there like, do you understand what Farseers are for? Like, there's so many... And, like, the Inquisitor. Like, that story feels like what I would call a comedy of errors, but it's not even funny. Like, the Inquisitor is just... 4,000,000% defined as like the asshat that the Inquisition is like the Inquisition is in Fanon. There's no reasonable Inquisitors. It's like, I'm going to blockade here and shoot anyone who goes past. I'm abandoning an entire household of Imperial Knights. And just like he's just completely irrational. It's like the only rational actor is Gorgots. He's literally the smartest character. Gorgut's fucking headhunter is the smartest character in Dawn of War 3.
He's cunning but brutal.
He is absolutely cunning. And he is like the most fun missions.
I love the orc missions in the campaign. I love them to bits.
They're hard, but like the flavor in them is really, really good. Where it's just like you're doing this stuff, and you can see Gorgut's filling out these machinations. Whereas like the Space Marines are just full of just like standard Imperial grade ineptitude, and the Eldar is full of
the prophecy.
Yeah, the prophecy Eldar bigotry. So it's not even that compelling a campaign, which is what I love from Dawn of War. They don't have to be good stories; they just have to be compelling. You know.
So what you mean is all we need is a good Omaha Beach in 40k.
I wonder what that would even be, though.
Planetfall landing of some sorts.
You know, what we need is basically a game based on Horus Heresy, but based perfectly like Dawn of War 2.
But we already have Talisman. How could you need a better Horus Heresy?
Don't you make me go there and strangle you!
Off.
I regret
Oh
buying
my
that.
god.
Don't you go there, boy.
Did you refund it?
No, I bought me and my friend it because we both played a shitload of Talisman. I thought, I mean, a 30k version would be pretty cool, and then we played it once and haven't played it since.
I actually have the old Talisman when it was called Might and Magic.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do we have anything else to add to the heaping pyre that we've made for Dawn of War 3, other than it's actually kind of okay?
You know what? I like it.
Yeah, I mean...
I like it. It's got a lot of room to improve, but I think the devs are actually willing and capable. I mean, again, this is Relic we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't some backwater Canadian studio that's, the first time making a 40k game.
Yeah.
Subtle.
I'm sorry, EC devs, please give me all the RTs.
Guys, please.
Yeah, no, but seriously, this is Relic we're talking about. These are the guys that made Space Marine. These are the guys that made Dawn of War 1 and 2 and Winter Assault and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
They'll get it right. Just give them a little bit of time to release an expansion or two. It'll happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
right now, if it comes to games, I'm waiting for a second part of Space Marine. I mean, I know THQ got scrapped, etc., but we are getting a third part of Darksiders soon, so there is some hope.
Well, Sega did announce that it purchased a whole bunch of licenses and rights for previously closed down THQ titles, so...
we can hope.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Tib, do you want to offer... You've played more than I have, so do you want to offer your final thoughts on Dawn of War 3?
I'm looking forward to oncoming progress and greatly anticipating the potential release of perhaps a future new faction that might shake up things a little bit in the meta and gameplay.
I bet it'll be the Guard. We've already got some assets for them.
Yeah, the Guard assets are there. I would really hope that it would add the Guard. Or just do like they did in Dawn of War 1. They added Winter Assault. They added the Guard and something else.
No, just Guard.
They just added the Guard. Okay.
Winter Assault was just Guard and had 2 campaigns. Then they did Dark Crusade with Necrons and Tau, which had the Choose Your Own Adventure campaign, and then the one we don't talk about except when modded was Sisters of Battle and Dark Eldar.
Ah.
Battle
It's kind of
Brothers.
concerning, I know this.
Yeah,
Battle
I should probably mention something. I don't know if you all know this, but Necrons were actually teased in the credits of Dawn of War 3.
Yes,
I
I know
this.
that.
So we're not going to be stuck with just 3 armies. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think
they-
Necrons will be actually the next one. At least.
Yeah, didn't they do something similar in Winter Assault? Because the end of Winter Assault has you facing Necrons because it's a tomb world.
I think so.
I know it was a tomb world. I don't know if the Necrons actually show up.
No. At the end of the Winter Assault, I don't remember anything about Necrons unless it wasn't in the
It was a
Guard.
tomb world because that's why the Eldar were there.
There is a Necro monolith and a bunch of warriors slowly advancing on your position, and basically you have the orders to defend the fallen Titan until things are settled down, and you wipe out the Necrons. So the assets are in Winter Assault for a monolith and Necron warriors.
Oh.
But yeah, just to offer then, I guess my sort of concluding thoughts is, I think Dawn of War 3 would have done a lot better if it wasn't marketed as a Dawn of War game. I think a lot of the flack, including the flack that comes from me, is because it's not my Dawn of War. It's kind of not what we expected or maybe wanted, but as a game, it's not bad. It's average. I wouldn't say I'm having fun, but I'm enjoying my time with it. I'm determined to just beat my head against the brick wall until I kind of master what the hell is going on with this AI and skirmishes. I'll complete the campaign. I'm enjoying it, but it's the weakest Dawn of War, but it doesn't make it a bad game,
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I should probably play it. Huh.
I mean, I'll lend you my Steam account if you want. Don't listen to that, Steam. I'm not doing that. We'll family share.
I've got
Beaky,
it.
do you want to just... Sorry. Okay, fair enough then. Yeah, you should play it. May as well try it if you own it.
Yeah.
Beaky, are you just going to ree about Space Marine for a minute? And I mean good rees.
Nah.
No,
Nah.
you don't want to big up Space Marine?
No, I mean, let me put it this way. I love Space Marine. I actually recently completed the campaign, I want to say last night on stream.
Mm-hmm.
My Twitch, by the way, will be in the description. Along with everyone else's, of course.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah, no, of course. I don't know. I like Space Marine. It has incredible customization in the multiplayer, which I greatly appreciate, as opposed to something like Eternal Crusade, or even Dawn of War for that matter. Dawn of War's customization is, not that great, actually. Like, you can pick your colors, primary, tertiary, and secondary, but you can't choose, like, a quartered or halved pattern. Or to have one arm or one helmet a different color.
You can't, well, there's a very limited form of it in Dawn of War 2. You can do, I think, quarters and halves.
Which I think they should add.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Space Marine's cool. I'm a customization whore. I love it. The multiplayer's not terribly balanced, and there definitely is a melt-a-gun meta. But I like it.
Yeah, it's a great game.
It's great. Also, I will say this, the movement and the jump packs feel the best for any Space Marine shooter I've ever played.
It's just strapping on a
To
glove.
this day. Well, exactly, because like if you look at EC, it feels like there's kind of a delay to everything. It's a little bit slower. Like, especially with the jetpacks, you go forward a little bit, then you arc up slowly, then you come back down. Whereas the Space Marines, it's like a fucking explosion into the sky. It's so fun.
And you can even micro adjust how you jump with the jump pack in Space Marine, depending on how long you hold in spacebar. You can make tiny jumps to adjust your position, or you can just go full skyrocketing meteor and crash down into everything if you so please.
Exactly.
Sneaky, do you want a preview of what was planned for the next 2 games of Space Marine?
Sure.
So the first one was supposed to be that our main character was actually being interrogated by the Inquisition, and some sort of forces attacked the depot where he was. I believe it was Chaos Demons or something like that. Basically what you do is you fight through waves of enemies, and then after some stuff that happens, the main character basically creates his own chapter, and becomes a chapter master.
Like a renegade chapter.
No, actually a loyalist chapter, because he is going to prove his loyalty. He is going to be treated like a traitor, because everyone thought that demons came because of him, not because of the artifact. And he basically proves his innocence throughout the next 2 games.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would totally play that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was said by one of the developers, I think a year or 2 after THQ broke. So, basically because there was no hope, at least he didn't see any hope for the game to actually be created. And now there is some hope, so we shall see.
I think if they made a Space Marine in the vein of 2011 Space Marine, I think anyone who likes GW shooters, who loved Space Marine originally, who wanted EC to be that sequel, essentially, I think would have a huge market. I would buy it. I would pre-order it even.
Yeah, it is one of the games I would really want to see and want to play.
You guys want some breaking tabletop news?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
sure.
I think, judging by the thing my friend just sent me, they have released the actual proper images of the Primaris Chaplain and Apothecary.
Ooh.
Proper images or the ones that we had leaked?
No, because he has just sent me kind of close up. Yep, here we go. 5th Fury and Firepower Space Marines preview. So
yeah, I'm looking at that right now, actually.
We get some images of their Apothecary, the Repulsor, and the Chaplain. That Chaplain is still dope as fuck.
Where did you send it?
Reclusium represent.
I'll put it into mod chat and also into tabletop.
I'll tell you what. The one thing I'm not digging about the Chaplain is the beating stick that he has.
Yeah, that Cruzius is kind of terrible.
Yeah, it is. But the rest of them, like the hood, the robes, the hood especially.
That big cloak,
the halo,
that big over jacket.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm getting that Chaplain, no matter the fuck what.
Like,
oh, you know what I just noticed?
Hmm?
The Chaplain has skull buttons on his cloak. That's fucking nice.
So he does. Oh, that's actually a really nice little detail. So, I mean, actually, it looks like we're going to get to do the thing you were talking about, Sneaky, in terms of the editing. So if it isn't on the screen, you can find it yourself if you head on over to warhammer-community.com. It's one of the articles released on the 23rd of the month. The Chaplain has little, the buttons are skulls. That's dope.
Posted on
I'm not as convinced by the Primaris, what do you call it? Apothecary.
Yeah, he just looks like a vanilla apothecary almost.
Yeah, that's a very mundane kind of model.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Apothecary. I like what they did with the backpack. That they removed the Narcisium and placed it on an actual servo arm.
Nah, I don't know. I'm not actually all that convinced by that. I do like the vanilla apothecaries. There's nothing going on with it. It's not like the Chaplain where it's just like this. This is a Chaplain. This is just a dude.
Yeah.
With a Astartes pattern baldness.
Look at this. If you're looking at the Apothecary, look at the weapon he's holding. It looks like a fucking orc needle gun.
Yeah,
it looks like a needler.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be the the device to give the Emperor's peace, but like that was perfectly fine on the gauntlet. The weapon just looks dumb. Yeah. He's got his little Scion Tempestus wristband.
Also, why is the light on his shoulder now on a servo arm?
I guess that's fair because you can maneuver it for angle, but it's like an operating light. But...
Also, here's one thing I actually kind of dislike. I don't like how he's standing over a corpse.
No.
I don't like that.
That's not how you treat your dead brothers.
His foot is resting on a Primaris Marine. Like, you'd think he would be like, I don't know, kneeling over him or something like that, you know?
This pose literally caused Perturabo to fall to chaos. I mean, this is not ideal. What is he holding in his other hand?
Why does he look like Horus?
I'm assuming it's a gene seed container.
Yeah,
I
but
guess so.
Why does he look like Horus?
Plot twist, Horus in disguise.
I mean, look, alright, as someone who's been reading Dark Imperium, given the fact Qual wanted to use traitor gene seed, maybe the apothecaries are all made up of Luna Wolves for some reason. This is little Horus. This is what he did after the heresy. He became an ultramarine apothecary.
Oh wow, the perfect insult.
The ultimate punishment.
You know that he has to listen to Cato Sicarius' orders. Oh fuck.
The repulsor still looks dumb as all hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got guns on guns on guns.
It looks
as Welsh Warboss put it, but
it looks like
it's interesting.
It looks like something blue painted from the Battlezone video game from '98.
I take it we've seen the aggressors and the new Dreadnought as well because they're up for pre-order now.
Yes, I assume people have seen that.
The aggressors are dope.
Wait, they are in the pre-order? Let me check. Huh.
Yeah, you can pre-order pretty much everything. The Reavers, the aggressors, the new Dreadnought, the Codex.
Yeah.
Everything's
I will say this as a parting note about the new models. I don't know how I feel about the Reavers having separate legs on the sprues. That feels a little odd. Also, I love the grappling gun. I think that's cool as all hell.
Oh, it's gonna
But
break.
that's gonna break. It's gonna break.
I think that separate legs would be pretty good because Reavers are supposed to be this super dynamic looking unit, like bursting out of the foliage, Banshee war screams basically going off. Like, I think having separate legs alone itself does that, but knowing GW, despite the fact it's meant to be like, yeah, you could twist and turn.
Yeah.
There's only going to be like one feasible combination anyway.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. They're doing that also on... When I checked, they're doing that same thing with separate legs on the Captain and the Librarians for these.
That's just weird, then.
That reduces kit mashing ability with older models, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Which I guess is probably the point, because a lot of the Primaris stuff looks really, really good, but I don't want to use it for fluff reasons.
Yeah.
Though I've finally broken and decided that yes, my chapter will take Primaris Marines, mostly aggressors. Maybe they'll give over one of the battle companies of the Primaris.
Yeah, I play Raven Guard, and I'm definitely going to run at least one squad of Reavers.
Oh yeah. No, see, I'm liking the thought of aggressors as this big giant mobile fire base of explosives.
They
Break a hole in the line and White Scar bikers just to rip everything to shreds
I'm
around
looking
it.
at the Reavers.
Like, if you think about it this way, I do strongly believe that the Raven Guard, as they are now, with their stratagem and with their and their tactic, they're going to be an anti-Tau army, I think. Because, like, no, seriously, let's look let's look at my list.
I quietly love the concept of a bunch of GW executives going, the Tower out of control, what do we do? And everyone just looks to Bill, who's been like, just the one Raven Guard player, it's your time. Yes!
So for 1,800 points, I have a captain, a chaplain, and Shrike. Scout squad, tactical squad, apothecary, vanguard veterans with lightning claws and melta bombs. 2 assault squads, 1 with lightning claws, and 1 with just chainswords, a land speeder, a storm raven, and a drop pod. That's a lot of assault, and it's going to be getting in the Tau face really, really fast, because with all scouts, I can deploy 2 teams of scouts anyway. 2 teams of scouts wherever the hell I want, whenever I want. Assault squads with jetpacks, wherever I want, whenever I want, with Shrike. I can also do that with, I believe, whatever I want, as long as I spend the command point on it. I'm also going to have a Storm Talon gunship in there, which means more mobility and a drop pod. So if you think about that, that's really, really mobile and getting into Tau face really fast, and outside of 12 inches, they're subtracting 1s to hit. So shooting army like Tau, I'm not going to do too well. Plus, Reavers have a grenade that takes away Overwatch.
Indeed.
That's powerful.
Uh-huh. We did really good about talking about video games, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Really well. Because now we're just talking about tabletop and going over.
I mean, I guess that is indicative of the actual video game scene. A lot of it is trash. They're tossing out the license left, right, and centre. And the games that are meant to be good, like Dawn of War 3, just kind of get mixed response.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something that is actually good, which is 8th edition.
Yeah.
Remember Regicide?
Regicide wasn't bad.
I liked Regicide for what it was. It was essentially Wizard chess. Like, it shouldn't have been $50 on Steam. That's unrealistic, but, you know.
It was battle chess with a campaign. You know, it was flavorful. It was fine.
It was fun.
Though, chess pieces with special abilities is weird.
Well, and you could play it just as regular chess with animations, which I
know,
liked.
but just the concept of just like, yeah, I'm going to throw a grenade and kill like 4 pawns is just odd.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. Is there any 40k games worth talking about?
Right now, I think we've covered pretty much everything. Oh, Inquisitor Martyr is coming out soon.
I actually own that.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm. I haven't played any of the recent updates. Because my computer broke around the time the Assassin came out, but I have actually dabbled in that game in the pre-alpha. And the Founding, as I think they're calling it. It's technically competent. I look forward to that getting really fleshed out. You know, the investigation missions are kind of fun, but they need actual choices instead of just like it being a short string together campaign. I look forward to them having the factions and the cabals and these big global events is meant to be the idea. So like for sake of argument, this sector is under threat from, greenskins, for argument. I don't know if they're ever adding Xenos. It's mostly anti-chaos, but like, oh yeah, so the word bearers are here, and like the community gets to decide through their cabals how they're going to go about it, and like it's like, well, let's just throw the guard at it, and like at the end of it, if that's what wins, it gives you this fluff, and the sector changes to represent the fact that this planet is now a war zone planet, with the guard stuck in this endless conflict, and like the respect of the guard for the Inquisition goes down, but like the merchants or whatever are happy, or this other fact, like the priests are happy because the fires of battle for the Emperor, and like the sector changes to these great long campaigns. So it's shaping up to be pretty reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So any other parting thoughts that we have on video games, 8th edition, anything we talked about really?
Salamanders were robbed when it comes to 8th edition and the chapter tactics.
Well, I don't know about that, because I actually watched the battle report with Salamanders on 8th edition, and they actually did pretty well.
I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying it's at least interesting.
Mm-hmm. It is basically mastercrafted, just limited.
I mean, to be fair, like as a friend pointed out, it's basically an extra free command point every turn, but it's also just kind of not that interesting. White, I'm happy about the white scars. It could be better, but I'm sure not going to complain about the ability to assault after falling back. I get to deal with Overwatch twice. Yay!
With the risk of sounding very anecdotal and everything, isn't it just though a very recurring and common theme with games overall that the things that seem rather boring are ending up as the most meta carrying things?
Because, I mean, true.
Because for the very little I've understood from the 8th edition rules is that having extra command points are actually pretty neat.
It's definitely helpful. Because you do get to do quite a lot, and the fact that we're going to get like Space Marine stratagems and stuff is going to be a big deal. I am concerned about codex creep with 8th Ed, because everyone's on this equal playing field with the indexes, and suddenly there's going to be a codex. Like, based on screenshots, the Space Marines are going to have access to 6 powers instead of 3 through the Librarius discipline. So that is literally twice the options of any other army, and they have unique stratagems and warlord traits and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to have this thing where Space Marines are going to dominate for a while, and then everything will start to balance out, and we just have to quietly hope that one codex isn't particularly good, like over everything else.
Yeah, but
well, and here's the thing: in a couple of weeks, we're gonna get the the next one that we're gonna get is actually gonna be Grey Knights Codex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Which that sounds really fair for Fate of Connor.
Yeah.
By the way, if you don't know, there's going to be a campaign running for a while. Fate of Connor.
Yeah, starting the end of this month, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's not too long. Any model you build, buy, and play adds up to your score. Decide the fate of Connor. Connor must stand or Connor must fall. I'm going to keep calling the planet Connor because that's what it's spelt like. But yeah, so I mean, get pumped for that. You can influence the fluff. And allegedly, this is going to dictate like the lore and also apparently unit releases, which I do call bullshit on. I don't know if it was maybe just how that person phrased it, but the suggestion was that the winner is going to get new stuff and the others won't. It's like, GW is not going to pay for people to have done prototype modeling and everything to then not sell the goddamn product. You might get it first, but you're going to get the other bits.
I have to jump in with something they did in Malifaux a few months ago. There was a global campaign, and basically how it looked like, it was that whoever got the most wins in each week, in each of the 3 different missions released every week, got a chance to get a special model. How it ended up is that after at the end they counted how many times. Maybe I'll start from something else, because it was actually 3 new characters were supposed to be introduced, and they built up the endings and the lore of those characters throughout 5 to 6 weeks of campaign. It was like 5 to 10 missions for each character, and 1 week for every one of those. And how it happened, it was that at the end they counted up how many times each faction won, and they assigned the main faction to every single one of those models. So it was pretty nice, I think. They could do it like that here, that you basically have a few NPCs, you do a few missions with them, and whoever wins the most gets the model.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, based on the way it's going, it is very much Imperium versus Chaos, because even from what I remember, I don't know if it's still the case, the other models, like the Xenos, basically would just subtract score from either Imperium or Chaos. Like, they just aren't represented. And it's meant to represent, like, oh, there's green skins somewhere else, so the Imperium doesn't send as much resources. But if it is the case that, like, there is models that have been made, it's like, let's say, for sake of argument, it's like, it's the Primaris, like, you know, Terminators, and there is also, like, the Chaos unit, which is, like, I don't know, possessed Terminators, let's say. And it's like, well, okay, Chaos won, so you don't get your Primaris Terminators, or Imperium won, so you don't get your, you know, you don't get possessed Terminators. I would not be surprised, nor, like, you know, upset if the entire community flipped their shit. You know, if they had this content locked out to them, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Go take part in Fate of Connor. Make sure the Imperium wins. Be a good citizen.
I'm playing Dark Angels.
The Inquisition approves this message. Go be loyal.
I am playing Dark Angels. I am loyal. Fuck you.
I'm so loyal, I'm going to kill you and feed you to the Death Corps of Krieg.
I'm so loyal. Yeah, let's be like the Grey Knights. We are so loyal, we will use Sisters of Battles as blood sacrifice to fight against Khorne. I mean, what?
But no matter how much that gets retconned, we will never forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're running out of stuff to say.
Yeah. I think we are.
That would, I guess we'll wrap it up then, yeah.
Good solid 80 minutes.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
You guys should be happy with that.
Yeah. So, thanks again for stopping by, guys. Links will be in the description, as always, for all of our Twitch and all of our other ways to contact us, like the Facebook page. We're now at 93,000 followers. Feel free to join on. As always, I've been Sneaky Beaky. And,
Hashtag free the orc
I
nipples.
was gonna say, I was sort of waiting, it's like, are you introducing us, or are we doing it? I'll do my own. And, Inquisitor023, come join the Discord, especially if you're already on the Facebook page and haven't already. We're a lovely, lovely community, and I'm one of your resident admins, so how could it be bad? You'll find the Discord link on the Facebook page, and maybe, if Sneaky remembers, in the video description.
Yeah, and I'm Sadrax, and I'm the moderator here, so if you ever need to talk with Resident and Token Paul, or just talk about Cthulhu Mythos, come to Discord. We're here for you. So, kurwa and Cthulhu-tan.
I can feel the squats.
Already
Squatting.
There. If you're interested in the liberation movement, hashtag free the orc nipple, contact me for further details.
Orc nips!
Oh, god damn it.
God, what
Sneaky, you're never getting me back on this thing.
Nope. Alright, thanks everyone for stopping by. As always, the Emperor protects and Slanesh provides. Thanks all.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.